What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to another video. Chelsea rescue a point in a very intense match, especially in the latter stages of it, against Nottingham Forest. The game ended, Chelsea won, Nottingham Forest won. Chelsea's win streak comes to an end. However, they are still undefeated. It's unfortunate, you know, Chelsea obviously struggled to break down Nottingham Forest. They managed to get a goal through Madueke. Obviously, Nottingham Forest came. They had more shots on target. They took more shots. They took more chances than anybody else, and in a sense, it's a result that Chelsea obviously will be disappointed in. They could have pounced on this opportunity to try to push themselves, propel themselves, get some comfort in remaining in the top four on the table. And going into the international break, it's somewhat of an unfortunate note. Yet, at the end of the day, Chelsea did show some impressive work. However, there's some issues that still need to be ironed out. There was poor decision making, and I will get into that as we progress through this discussion, this stream, and with the hopeful assistance of some panelists, we will discuss the match. We'll discuss what went wrong for Chelsea in terms of why they not managed to get a win, and what went right for them in terms of the fact that they managed to get a point and rescue a point in a match where Nottingham Forest were constantly creating opportunities after opportunities, getting the ball into their box, getting the ball on target, and calling Sanchez into action for that match. The same could be said for Chelsea to some extent. Both the goalkeepers in this match were challenged. They had to fight hard, they had to push through, and they had to commit themselves to ensuring that their team did not concede another goal or concede any more goals in the match. So it's an unfortunate way to end for Chelsea. The fact that they had a man advantage for around 20 minutes or so, probably more, seeing as how there was 13 minutes of stoppage time, and they weren't able to. They had chances, they create chances, Felix having opportunities, but we will discuss that in depth. We will go through that as we progress through. I want to say big up to JFC Garvan. He said up to the time. I appreciate the support. I appreciate that as well. I'm going to simply remind you guys to ensure that you like the stream. But as soon as you come on, don't forget to like the stream because that will push the algorithm. That will push YouTube to have to promote the video. It gives them no choice because if they see that people are liking it, they will be pushed to do that. So, like the stream, ensure that you do that so that the algorithm will have no other choice but to share the stream. I want to welcome Garvan, who is the first panelist here to join. So, big up to you, Garvan. How do you feel about this match, and how are you doing?
Big up, bro. I appreciate it, bro. To be 100% honest, I think Nottingham Forest come with a game plan. I think they show us the respect that we've been lacking for a long period of time, especially under Pochettino. This is Dante. Big up, Dante. Big up, bro.
Yeah, big up Gavin, big up Ty. How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good. But under
Yes,
Maresca,
welcome,
though, I
Dante.
can. Sorry. Yeah, under Maresca, though, I can see that we started to get the respect that we should have get last season, and because of certain manager or coach, as Dante always said, X. A lot of teams come to the bridge and didn't show us any respect. And this time around, you can see the big difference. So I'm gonna say we should have won the game, but Nottingham Forest they well played defensively, so it was a good game. Just unfortunate.
Yes, this is my formal welcome to Dante. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Dante. I don't think you've been on the channel as a panelist before. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Ty. Yeah, look, I can't remember. It's been a while. Sorry, I haven't been around. But yeah, the times in Australia are quite different. So this was a good earlier game for me. It's still 2 a.m., but that's a good time for me. So most of your streams are like for me like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. So yeah, it's hard for me to make a lot of those. So but I'm here now. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, right. So Darwin mentioned something that I was alluding to when I began the stream. You know, the match was there for the taking for Chelsea. I would like to be fair to Nottingham Forest because they created a lot of chances. They had a lot of shots on target. And as I would have mentioned before, both goalkeepers were called into action. It was a game where both goalkeepers had to ensure that their team did not concede any more goals. The defense was called into action as well for Chelsea. There was a lot of issues that I noticed in that defense where Nottingham Forest were able to get the ball from one end of the pitch to the next, from one side of the pitch to the next, and Kukurea
Mhm.
having to be making interceptions and doing that. Gusto having a bit of a challenge as well, but he was more of an offensive sort of fullback rather than the defensive fullback that he's had to be. He did chip in with some blocks and he tried to win back the ball a few times, but Nottingham Forest actually came with a game plan. And one thing that Chelsea did not do that I would say, I don't know if you guys would agree, is that the fact that they didn't know what to do in that attack. It was a case where they were facing off against an opponent where they're not going to be playing so risky that they weren't playing high. Chelsea had to face off against Nottingham Forest who were playing very deep. They were trying to be structured defensively, and when Chelsea was in the attack most of the time, they would get into the final third. They may get the ball to go from one end of the box to the next, but they were moving so slow, and they were giving Nottingham Forest an opportunity to get back into shape if they were caught out of shape, if a player was committing themselves towards, if it was a Cole Palmer or a Sancho, they would slow down the game and it would slow down the build up that Nottingham Forest would be able to get back that shape that they would have broken so that they could um, face off against whoever that opponent that was with the ball was.
Let me say something real quick and remind Dante something that I heard he said on Coach Channel. Dante make a valid point where he was saying that this game wasn't for Jackson. If I'm correct, Dante, you can correct me. It was a game that we should have started Christopher Nkuku because of the lack of space that was going to be in this game. So I think Dante called it right down the middle. If I'm correct.
Yes, Gavin. Yes, uh, I did say, yeah, not a game for Jackson. Yeah, 100%. I thought he'll be. There's not much space for him. Plus the physicality of Nottingham Forest, how they play, they're just going to bump him around, and he'll want to do that back, and he'll just be wanting to be involved in the game, and that's exactly what happened. He wasn't really involved in the game. Yeah, I wanted to start in Kunku. I think Maresca, look, I love Maresca. I've loved him since we got him. I said he's a great coach. This is probably the first game I'm a bit critical of some of the things he did and some of the decisions he made. I mean, I'm just nitpicking, obviously, because it's still we didn't lose. We still played pretty well. But like Tyrone was saying as well, there's a few things that I sort of look at and I wasn't that happy with. Um, Defensively, definitely defensively, and Nottingham Forest, like you said, low block team, big physical team, set pieces. This is Nottingham Forest. They haven't lost away. They only lost by one goal. That's the biggest margin they've lost by one goal. So they've been pretty solid this season. And I knew we were going to have problems with them on Coach's show. Like I said earlier, I wasn't very confident in this one. This is one of the games I was worried about, just because the style they play, the physical game they play. And like Ty said, they got a clear game plan. They came with their game plan. We have a game plan as well, but I just think Maresca decisions, some of the decisions made, it wasn't quite Maresca, really, to be honest. It's the first time this season I've seen him not making any subs early. Like it took a long time to make those subs up 80th minute, I think, 80 plus, which for me was way too long. Like you can't expect Nkunku and that to come 10 minutes. Well, yeah, we had a bit more time because of obviously all the breakages, but still, I think that was one of the first times I've been critical of him, that he took way too long to make subs. Um, Noni started like Noni, pretty not the best. Couple of selfish moves, soft shots. Started off pretty bad for me. Then he got a little bit better, improved a bit, obviously, and thank God he got that goal. But even then, I still would have taken him off after that. He was hobbling. He looked tired. He was taking high, heavy breaths. I would have taken him off. So I'm not sure why he didn't take him off there. Sancho the same. Look, he had an okay game. Dribble, a lot of touches, but nothing too effective. Again, Sancho probably should have come off much earlier as well. Um, yeah, and Kunku for Jackson, 100%. And yeah, Felix as well in that attacking 10, just to break down the low block, especially because how Palace play, and especially they went down to 10 men to come on earlier. So yeah, look, that's some criticism I have of him. Look, it's not the worst result in the world. We didn't lose. We could have easily lost, but could have easily won as well. So a few little things, but I'm just nitpicking because I've high standards for Maresca.
Yes, I agree with both of you. I think, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to process the game. I don't know. This I started the stream right off the match. I guess I haven't really settled in terms of thoughts because I don't know. It's, to me, it's disappointing. We didn't lose the match, but it it feels disappointing to me because we could have quite easily have won the match. And as I would have said before, the same can be said for Nottingham Forest because they, and as Dante mentioned a while ago, they're a team that are low block. Set piece is what they're going to be aiming for. And even in the latter stages, even the last minute, they came close to edging in the last minute. So that is one thing. And as you mentioned, Maresca, the system and everything, I wouldn't say that it was a problem. We were still able to create chances. We were still pressuring Nottingham Forest, and they made mistakes and we were able to capitalize on them. But we simply didn't outscore them, and that's the reason why we didn't win. But in terms of the way that they play, and I think you mentioned it as well, they've not lost by more than one goal. The margin is very small, so it's about edging and taking opportunities when they come. You mentioned something about Madueke, and Madueke frustrated me in this match. I have to be honest; he frustrated me. He scored a goal, yes, fair enough, but he was quite selfish. He was hesitant on the ball for too long. He could have released the ball earlier a few times. He could have passed the ball to other players who were in better space, but he opted to take it on his own. And when a player scores, it looks good for them because he did solo work. But if he had missed that chance, and I don't want to think about if he had missed that because that would have potentially meant that we lost. But if he had ended up missing that, that would have made it worse. That would have been the cherry on top for me to why he frustrated me. Yes, you want to score goals, and I've said this in prior streams as well. You want to score goals, that's fine. Everybody wants to score goals. But you need to put the team first. You need to release the ball when you think that it's better to do so. But he hasn't done that. He tends to decide to take shots on his own, and there were chances that were wasted. So that is the unfortunate thing about that. But it's a draw. It could have been 3 points, but we have to move on and think about it. It's international break now. Obviously, the Chelsea players will be disappointed. They'll probably wanted to get a win into the international break, but a point, especially in a game where Nottingham Forest were the ones that were constantly attacking in that second half and started it off so well. It's a positive in that sense, but you're obviously things. Dante mentioned the defensive aspect. Offensively, it was nothing different. We were still able to create chances, but it is what it is. Being up to you. This says, I'm the biggest Enzo Fernandez fan, but he's been awful recently, and believe that Maresca should give him the Mudryk treatment and play him in conference to build up his confidence once Lavia is back. Well, that's a fair point. Enzo Fernandez wasn't the greatest. He made a whole bunch of overweighted passes. Over the top, he was trying to. I don't know if he was trying too hard, but there was a lot of passes that he was trying to make that simply did not meet its target. It went over, it went wide, it went over for a goal kick. He didn't have the greatest of games, and he was the one that Maresca decided to take off, which to me, I was kind of concerned about Casado being on a yellow card, but it's understandable. Enzo Fernandez didn't have the best game. I don't know what you guys think about this comment or Fernandez's performance overall. All right, big up to you, Information Supreme. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Gavin, he's not responding. That's fine. Um, Look, on the Chelsea perspective earlier, I was talking up Enzo Fernandez for this game. I actually thought he was going to have a good game in this game, just because I looked at the training and the way he looked. He looked a bit slimmer. It looked like he lost a couple of kilos. He looked really sharp in training. Looked really good. All shots were going in. All passes were on target. Everything looked really good. He was like sort of training really freely, smiling all the time. He looked really confident, really happy, and just the way, probably the best I've seen him move, to be honest, since for a very long time. Probably pre that season, before the season, before he got injured. So I was hoping a big game from him. Yeah, he was disappointing, 100%. I agree. He didn't really impose himself on the game. But once again, it's that he had that free role again. He didn't have. I still prefer him to sit back a little bit deeper, give Caicedo that role, let him play everything through him. You can't play everything through him if he's sometimes on that side of the pitch, sometimes there, sometimes a bit more forward. Obviously, the ball's going to go through the middle, obviously, with the two midfielders there. And him not sort of being right there, there's not. It can be get a bit too congested when he's a bit too close, but when he's too far, then it's not good either. So that's one thing again that I don't want to really see him playing that three box to box. He's not really a box to box midfielder. Running all game is probably not his strength from side to side and box to box. That is not his strength. That's Caicedo's strength for me. He does that very well. He's got the tank. He can do that. Once you put Enzo to do that, he's going to struggle because one, the ball's not going through him. He's not dictating play. And he's not like one of those guys that'll run all game. That's got that big tank just to run all game side to side and then get the ball and to do stuff with it as well. So yeah, a little bit disappointing that he had a bad game, but I still believe, and we've seen it a couple of times this season, when he did play a bit deeper. He controlled the whole game. Everything went through him. The passing, absolutely everything. He played his best two games were when he played deeper. Those were his two best games. So I'm not sure what Maresca sees there still with that one. Obviously, positive results are going to, he sees it that way, and we've been winning, we've been playing good, so that helps a lot, obviously. But I still would like to see him deeper because I think we've got the defensive cover, to be honest. If Cucurella's inverting there, or you got Vega inverting there, well, we had today Gusto inverting there. That's another little point. I don't with Gusto as well inverting. What do you think, Ty? Or do you think Gusto is the inverting type, or would you prefer Cucurella, who does a tremendous job every time he's inverted?
For me, I
I
think
think
both. Sorry, go ahead, Ty.
no, Garvin, you can go. I'll go after.
I'm gonna agree with Dante, but I think both though. What Dante was saying about Fernandez is 100% correct. But one point where I think that Moresca is concerned about is his defensive quality because our defense line is not the best at this moment, and Caicedo would give you a better recovery than how what Enzo would give to you. So I think that once the defense line, get that partnership going together, I think that we will see probably the switch. Once the defense line start to understand each other better and we get the better balance, I think that we will see Enzo go more deeper. But with Gusto and Caicedo, I think both done very well. When they invert, even though Cucurella is the better invert, but Sancho normally have to have a player, a wing back who really close to him. I think that's why we're trying to use the Gusto on the inside more than guys Cucurella. I forgot he even suspended for the other game too.
Yeah. Well, I personally I prefer Kukurea because he's obviously and Dante kind of answered his own question. But yeah, Kukurea has been the better of the two when it comes on to inverting. Gusto looks like he loves to be a part of the build up to to goals, and he likes to be a part of the offensive aspect rather than the defensive work. He can chip in, obviously, because he's known for being good or good enough when it comes on to defending one on one. But there's instances, especially in this game, where he looks as if he was more determined to be more offensive. I don't know if Maresca had that in mind, where it was a case where you wanted him to be the offensive one, and Kukurea would be the one that had to be more defensive. 'But I was seeing Gusto be more offensive, and I don't know. I don't think he's the inverting type. He can do it. He did it a few times, but Cooker is the one that does it down to the T. He does better in terms of doing that type of role. But Gusto is more of the offensive minded type of fullback. He loves to be a part of the build up in goals and connecting, even with if it's Madueke or even if it's Cole Palmer. That's the way that I've noticed with Gusto so far.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's just like, yeah, Gusto today, so he was the one inverted. Just wasn't really effective in the build-up play too much. It was all Cole Palmer basically, and going to balls to Nani. So Gusto didn't get hardly any balls to Nani, to be honest. So, and that's because he's more central. If it would be more out wide, yeah, probably be involved more. So that's the only thing I think. Yeah, there as well. Could we use Cucurella in there to do the defensive job, but and also obviously Cucurella's pretty good at passing. People don't really think he's very good at technically or passing, but he's actually pretty good. He gets quickly, he moves the ball very quickly. So I actually think he does a very well job here. Yeah, look, quite a lot in this game. There's quite a lot to look at and nitpick, and there was a lot of decisions, a lot of things. The overall the what I look at the main thing is I think just Maresca stuck to his players, trusted his players for this game, instead of maybe making some changes to counter the opposition and just to make the team a little more balanced. That's just my opinion for this game. And then also just to add on top of that, not making those subs earlier. If you do go the other way, then maybe change it a bit earlier to improve that. And then he didn't do that either. So, like I said, I love Maresca. I've loved him start. I love what he does. This is the first game I'm sort of nitpicking and a bit critical of his decisions, because I think that probably could have cost us in the end a little bit. I know we didn't take some of our chances, etc. But like you were saying, Ty Madueke, the last 3 games, Madueke has been below average. He has had not good games, been selfish. This is a game where you probably would have made that change, because I think it sets a bit of a precedence. You don't want to do that precedence to too many. You want to say, oh, you have 3-4 games bad in a row, you'll still play. You know what I mean? He hasn't been doing that. He did that with Mudryk. Mudryk started 2 games in a row and he didn't do well. Actually, the 3rd game, but he came off really early in a row, and he hasn't been back since because he wasn't good enough. So I expected the same with Madueke, for him to basically be dropped. Of course, not out completely. He'll get his chance again. He's just got to work his way back in and play. But I expected that change, and just the changes to match up to Nottingham Forest, the way they play. I just think he trusted his players a bit too much, kept with the same thing. Like I said, the was Jackson. I knew Nicola Jackson not going to be active in this game. It's not for him. This is not one of those games for him. And we've seen that a couple of games already. He's had a great season. He's played really good. The games he's struggled are the ones like this, against a really locked team that there's no run into. He's going to struggle. That's where you need your more technical players that can keep in tight, quick triangles, quick pass, quicker movement around. And that's not Jackson. Madueke, he started pretty bad, I think, like you said, a bit selfish. The shots were just flying around. Wasted opportunities, in my opinion. Just wasted opportunities. That could have been the difference for us getting 3 points today, or not. Just those early, if say Neto started or even Palmer started on that right. Not sure if you noticed there, guys, but Palmer was dropping deep and putting Madueke through every time. But what happens after that? Palmer, there's no chance for him to get back into the play and contribute anything offensively, because Madueke, like you said, will hold it, will go around, shoot, whatever, or cut back or something. But Palmer was so deep, putting him through every time, which is great because he looks good because he's putting him through every time. But there's nothing for Palmer which is our best player, our best finisher, to get back into that play and get involved again, and then quick movement I'm talking about. It always slowed down, like you said, Ty. So yeah, that was a bit of a criticism as well. So yeah, unfortunately, I am disappointed because, especially like you said, Ty, could have gone either way. But after went down to 10 men, that's when I'm the most disappointed. There, after they went down to 10 men, that's when we should have capitalized and really took over that game.
I'm gonna add to what
I
Dante
agree.
said about Nodi Madueke. I see that a lot of the players was frustrated because they don't know when he's gonna jumper or when he's gonna pass, and that been happening as Dante said for the last couple of games. Not only that, too, from preseason, Ty, because I've been telling you guys since preseason about what I see when I go to that Real Madrid game. Like Nodi Madueke is a player; he want to be the man, but instead to be the man, you have to play a team sport. You have to get assists. Not only just try to put the ball in the back of the net. And I think that's where Nani Madueke is getting it all confused because he's more want to be our seems like he's trying to outshine Cole Palmer. To be quite honest, it seems like for him is like he's competing against his teammate and not the other team most of the times.
Well, that's an interesting take because I do believe that that's the case. I do believe it's a case where the competitiveness is there amongst the squad in terms of the attack. Obviously, Palmer doesn't give that vibe because obviously he creates for everybody else and he tries to score a goal. And he wasn't the one that was looking to score goals mostly in this match. It was Madueke. Gusto took a few shots. Fernandez had an opportunity or two, but I don't know. As I said, Madueke really frustrated me. I am not sure why he's acting like that. I don't know if it's a case where scoring goals and continuously being played, being trusted by the manager. He has that level of confidence, and it spurs over into developing a bigger ego. I'm not sure. I don't like to assume things, so I'm not going to just pinpoint and say that's the case. But this comment right here, our fans are going to destroy the players' confidence now this upcoming international break. But I hope not. But I want us to discuss this item right here. Let me know if you guys can see or if I have to zoom in.
Yeah, we can see it. Yep.
All right, so it's Nonima Duweke on Nottingham Forest. They're a stubborn side. We went into the game with the intention to take 3 points, but we couldn't get over the line, and it's frustrating. They were defending pretty much the whole game, and sometimes it just doesn't fall. What do you guys think about what Madueke says here?
Yep. Well, pretty much that. But he should again. He's just the way he's saying that. It's like he hasn't done anything wrong, but he scored the goal. Look, give him credit for that goal. It was a good finish. At least he scored that goal, because I think if he haven't scored that goal, like you were saying, Ty, then yeah, it wouldn't have been good for him. But at least he scored the goal, and look, he's on the score sheet again. Palmer got the assist, and he's on the score sheet. Yeah, well, we already know they're a stubborn side and they defend. This is what he's saying is everything pretty much spot on. Yeah. I just would have liked to see him saying that I can be better, I can do this. I want to take a bit more accountability. That's the only thing I would say about that.
100%
Yeah,
correct,
Garber?
Dante. 100% correct. I think that he need to take a step back and watch the last couple of weeks games that he been playing, because right now Neto is hot on his heel, so he's gonna have to step up. Or I think that Maresca, once he get dropped out of that team, it's gonna be hard for him to get back in there, because even Mudrick, a lot of people looking at Mudrick right now, Mudrick is crossing, is improving. You can see that he's getting there, slowly but surely. He's getting there. So I think that Nodi Madueke have to get it correct. If he play in the next game, I think that he definitely have to step up and play for the team.
Yeah,
Fair
look, I
enough.
would
That,
be
that's that's
sorry,
fair enough.
Ty. Just to add to that quickly.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can go on, Dante.
yeah, I would. I know he scored the goal, like I said, but the rest of the game I wasn't that impressed with. So that's almost 4 games in a row now. So look, I know it's going to be a international break and stuff like that. But I would like to see Maresca make that change. But yeah, well, let's wait and see. It's a while away. Stuff can happen, injuries, stuff like that. Who knows? Other there's a lot of other things that happen. There's plenty of things off field, injuries, so many things that can happen by then. So yeah, but I actually would have liked him to make that change this game. I would have liked for him to set that precedent and say, look, you've had 3 bad games in a row, basically. There shouldn't be really a fourth. So I would have liked him to make that change this game. Just going by his own philosophy, basically, Maresca, saying in interviews, players have to do well in game, players have to do well in training, and it doesn't matter if they played in the conference league like midweek. If the other player played better and trained better, he'll get the nod. Um, so him playing 90 again, I was a little bit disappointed with, because I think that just sends a precedence for other players to say, well, we had 3-4 games in a row, not good, not doing this, and I'm still playing. So I don't like that. Personally, I don't like that. And an ex-player, I don't like that. And trust me, players look at that. They see that. They know that. They can feel it. So, like I said, he got out of jail with scoring that goal. That's all I can say.
So Dante, let me ask you this real quick. You think that the reason I'm just looking back on Pedro Neto, because he said Pedro Neto was the next one that will be challenging Madueke for that right hand spot. But you think that is because Pedro Neto is coming off that long term injury and is slowly
No.
trying to get him up to speed?
Yeah, yeah, that's why a little bit at the start, but we're in, and he's fit now. He's fully fit for me. He's 100% for me. We saw that the way he's played the last couple of games. He's done well, created so many chances, and even he came on straight. He came on very late. Like, he came on what? I can't remember the time. I don't know if you have those things there. Came on very late. He only had like 10, 15 minutes to play, but he came straight away, basically crossed straight on someone's head, created. Uh, looked for others, cut in a lot, good passing around. Um, so he created straight away, basically. The same with Mudryk. He came in, great runs. Sancho couldn't get past his man hardly all game. He tried once, I think, or twice, a little bit, but he always would stop and cut back and then try to dribble a bit too much again. Mudryk came on and got past him twice, 2 good crosses in straight away. Yeah, I understand, fatigue and stuff like that. But that's why you have the squad. You got to make those changes earlier. You want to, like I said, the biggest criticism is this game, Enzo, for Maresca, very late changes. And it's such a tough game, such a physical game, because Nottingham Forest, physical team, very, very late changes. I was very disappointed at that aspect.
I have to give you some credit here, Dante, because all week when I'm at work, because when I'm at work, I can't really text because I'm not supposed to have my phone on me, so I
Yeah,
just
I
listen.
know. All good.
Yeah, I just listen, and you've been calling these like the last 2 games that Chelsea play. You call everything spot on from the starting 11. I just want to know if you got a connection with Enzo Maresca, or you got a source there.
I felt a connection because I can see what he's doing and I understand it, and I understand it. Got to understand it pretty well what he's doing, but I think he's kind of taken a little step back from that this game and this last game, because I think he's putting the trust in the players, trying to keep it consistent. But that's probably cost us a little bit today because of doing that. I think, in my personal opinion, just trusting the players, backing them. I mean, it's great to do that, but I think you have to what sets apart the really good managers, and that they know when to make that little change and that little adjustment. It's great to back your players, but I think you just need to make that. And he thought, all right, look, I'm going to back them. Let's go. I'm going to back you guys. Not all the. I'm just talking about some of the ones that there should have been changes for this game, just based on opposition and the way they play and the way we play. But he said, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to keep it before this international break, and maybe he's going to review that during the international break. But yeah, I was disappointed because I expect better from him. Like you say, I was quite on par with him, everything he was doing. I can see how he's doing it, why he's doing it. And then he kind of stopped a little bit, tweaked it now this last week and a half. So yeah, that's why I was calling it out, basically. And what I thought was going to happen this game, and that's pretty much closely what happened. I'm not going to get everything right, but I was pretty close.
Right.
I got,
So, I think, go on, Garvin.
I have one more for Dante because I haven't get him on a stream for this long, and I couldn't answer any question when I'm at work. So um, in before the season start, Dante, my prediction was we're gonna finish third, and
Hmm.
the reason why I said we were gonna finish third, and got so much confident is when I went to that Real Madrid game, and for what I see, Enzo was telling the players because I was sitting right where I can hear every details that he was
Yeah, I remember you
giving.
showed a photo. Yeah, yeah, I remember. That's cool. That was so cool. You're
Yeah,
so nice and close.
so for me, I was telling everyone, and a lot of people thought I was crazy, but I know that we were gonna have a good start. So I want to get your take on it to see where do you think we can finish, or do you think the team is progressing in the way that we should, or it's too early to say?
No, we're progressing the way we should. I think he's done a great job. Like I said, I've been a big fan. Um, as you know, you've listened, so you know I'm a big fan. I haven't criticized him at all, hardly at all. Just now, this last week, a week and a half, just a little bit. Look, it's not nothing major. It's just, yeah, just something a little bit, just because I have the high standards for him. So, yeah, I had us finishing fourth. That's where I had us as finishing fourth. So I expect us to finish in that top fourth position as well, that fourth position. Look, if we finish fifth or, sixth, but it's like 1 point difference and it's been close, whatever, I mean, that's acceptable too. It's still an improvement. Yeah. So we've still got to take that consideration. The team's still quite gelling young. But yeah, I knew he was going to do well as well. I knew he was going to have a good start. Like you said, just looking at how he coaches, the style of coaching, his persona, and what this young team needs and these players, group of players need. I knew he's going to bring that culture and he's going to bring that micromanaging and really get the best out of these players. I really knew that. So I was very confident in that. And you've heard me say that many times. So yeah.
All right. So, let's just briefly go through the stats. Look at the game based on numbers. Obviously they have Madueke on the left right here. Shot
Yeah.
map, 57th minute, shot type left foot and all of that. Foot mob is something that a lot of people are inclined to use. I know Coach
Mhm.
loves to use it. I realize that Tobago, well, I think saying Coach likes to use it is an overstatement. I think he loves to use
Some
it.
love it, some hate it.
It's his, yeah. I'm not really fond of stats in full because I don't think they tell the full story. But yeah, it's good to be able to look at the head to head, the likelihoods, the possibilities, and what people expect. According to this, it says the expected goals for Chelsea was 2.27, and it was 0.85 for Nottingham Forest. We had 22 shots, which surprised me. I'm not sure if. Well, then again, we had a few that went off target, so probably that adds to the number because I generally thought that Forest had more shots in total, but they did have more shots on target
Yeah.
in the match. They created one more big chance than Chelsea did, 4-3. Um, we missed big chances according to this 3 times, and the same for Forest. We had an 88% accurate pass rate, 512 pass in total to their 225. That is crazy. Um, they committed 11 fouls to our 12. We had 11 corners, they had three. Uh, well, this speaks about other aspects. It's just a repetition of what was there. The insights is something that I'm interested to see. It says they have scored 17 goals in their last 5 matches. So, based on for this, the stats freaks, they would say that that's averaging at least 3 goals a game. Um, they ranked 2 away from home this season, which means that perhaps this means they ranked second away from home this season. Cole Palmer is ranked second in big chances created in the competition, which is 7. Forest have scored 5 goals in their last 5 matches. Chris Wood has the most shots on target per match. Jota Silva has created the most big chances for Nottingham Forest. All right, so this is old news, but that's that. So I realize that Garvin is very much inclined to have, and he's excited and ecstatic about the fact that Dante's on the panel. So he's over the moon. But looking at those stats, looking at what was discussed as well, especially with the fact that you mentioned this as well, we have two players that who are going to miss the match against Liverpool after the international break. I think it's Kukurea and is it Fofana or
Fofana as
Owen?
well,
Which one is
yeah.
it?
Look, hopefully that Cucurella one can get overturned, and hopefully we appeal it because I don't see how that's a yellow at all. I don't know if you guys agree or you
Yeah,
see. He basically, yeah, when he just stood there and just arms out and just, maybe he swore or said something really bad, but that's the only thing I can think of. But he was not involved in the scuffle after, nothing at all. So that was a weird one why he got a yellow. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they can appeal that one because I think he'll be a big miss for that game.
What you
yeah.
said,
Go ahead.
Dante, is 100% correct because I would rather Cucurella play that game than Vega. I know that Vega is playing really well, but up against Mo Salah, you need the speed, and the aggressive that Cucurella bring, to keep Mo Salah a little bit quiet. So
Yeah,
I think
100%.
that yeah, I think that's one of the big loss we would have. The Fafana one, it's something that we can look over because Tosin can come in and do a job. Even though I heard a lot of people saying he's not that really good, so far, but I think he can come in and do a job. But the Cucurella one would be one of the main, one that we will definitely need him to play that game.
Exactly, and he's done it before on Salah, so he's neutralized him pretty well before. So yeah, that's a big miss. Hopefully they can appeal that one. And Tosin coming in, yeah, that's a plus for me. I think we need him in that back line, to be honest. I think we need that calm presence, big, tall, physical guy. It doesn't jump in, doesn't panic. Passing is amazing, especially on you see he's passing on the floor, long passes on the floor, beats the press. Yeah, for me, he should be in that starting back line.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
Dante, who would you take out? Uh,
Yeah, look, at the start of the season, I would have taken Colwell out. I know people saying, "Oh, left foot, left foot." It doesn't matter if you can pass with your left foot and right foot, then you can
Um,
play there, no problem. So I would have taken Colwell out. Fofana probably a little. It's changed a little bit to Fofana, but I think I still would probably. I like to have one. I like to have the balance of calm head and Fofana being more the aggressor, which he is. He's aggressive. He takes the ball, runs with it, jumps in tackles, comes out, steps out of the line. Unfortunately, him and Colwell do that very similar, and you see them get caught out so many times. They're not really leaders either, to be honest. They don't really talk that much to each other. You can see that they're not really communicating how they should be. Every time I've seen Tosin come in, he's controlling the back line, talking to everyone, yelling out, being a leader, being that guy, and that's what we need back there.
100% correct. But for me, I see Colwell been doing a lot of the dirty work in the defensive line. But what you said, you're correct. But I would want Fafana to be more of the ones that doing what Colwell be doing. The one that will put his body on the line. I know that he's coming from a long-term injury, but I haven't seen that in him as yet. That's my only
Long-term injury is
problem with
finished.
that one.
Everyone says that's finished. That's a while ago now. He's fully fit. He's ready. Don't worry about the long-term injury. He's not rusty anymore. He knows how to play football as a professional. They play every day. They train every day. There's no more rust. Especially the central defenders. They're fine. No problem. Yeah, it's a toss of the coin for me. I don't mind either, but I want Tosin in there to lead and just to be that calm presence. I don't want two fireheads in there. I prefer one of each to have that balance. So that's why I would pick. But now Fofana's out anyway, so it will be Colwell and Tosin. So
big up to you, Owen. Big up, big up. I don't know
big
why
up on.
Owen singled out Dante. I guess Gavin and I don't exist. But big up to you, Owen.
Ty's acting jealous now. Like coach gets jealous when someone says hello to me in the chat. He gets all emotional and starts talking as if no one appreciates me.
Guess
It's all
what,
good,
guys?
Ty. Trust me, you're the main man here. Don't worry.
Tottenham have scored.
Oh, there we go.
Wow. Oh yeah, that is better, Owen. That's big up and Garvan. What? Oh, so I'm still left out. Okay.
Just
Okay,
no,
that's
no,
fine.
you're there.
All
Big up
right.
Ty
Right.
and Gavin. Yeah, yeah, you're there. But you should have
Yeah,
said that
yeah,
first,
yeah,
100%. You say hello to the
yeah,
host first, and then
yeah.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
and
but this
Dante
this item
supported
right,
one here, man.
yeah, this item right here is very interesting. According to Israel Kinsella, Nicholas Jackson's in trouble as a video appeared to show him slapping Nottingham Forest defender Morata in the scuffle. Ah,
oh no,
boy.
that's another little thing we
Well,
can
this is
touch on.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the discipline, Ty, the discipline.
Go on, Dante.
Yeah, hasn't been the best, to be honest. I expected a lot more to be. Some of it has been just not as bad as last season because it was all kicking the ball away. It's been more, tackling and stuff, proper football stuff. But again, the last couple of games, it's been a bit of the other stuff as well, which I wasn't too happy about as well.
Yeah. That's it.
Are
There.
we first? I think we're
I don't
first in
know.
the league, yeah, for yellows or something.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing the commentator say that as well. Um, I think they yeah, because I think Kukre has gotten well, according to this, I think he's around 5 or 6 yellow cards now, and then obviously you have Casado and other person, so I think it's around 12. I don't know. We have to
It's a
work
bit
on
too
that
much, yeah.
disciplinary aspect. Yeah,
Fofana
yeah.
too. Fofana is on 5. Levi
Correct.
Cole
He
is
was suspended.
is on about 3 too. I think. So we got a
So
lot of yellow card,
that's
and Fernandez is on about 2. I think.
Yeah, we got the most by quite a bit of a margin actually. Yeah, and it's just a bit too much. I don't mind most of them. A lot of them I didn't mind because they were, you had to do them. I was actually pretty upset that a lot of the some of the games we that cost us goals and the draw. Some of the players didn't actually take out players when they were needing to take them out, so they can get a yellow, like on deliberate yellows. They just let them past. If you remember the Fernandez and that when they got past when they scored, I can't remember who it was. Yeah, against Man City, especially that first game against Man City, they weren't fouling anyone. They're just letting players glide past them, and Man City opened us apart, and then they scored the 2 goals by doing that. No one taking their man down when they were supposed to. So yeah, then they started doing it, which is fine. But then now, like I said, the last couple, a lot more disciplinary stuff, which you don't want to see that. And I'm sure Maresca will be all over that, especially with the international break.
yeah. This is by Lloyd Canfield. It says Enzo Maresca getting a £25,000 fine for 6 or more yellow cards. He says, I'm not going to pay. I am proud of the team for the way they are fighting. Interesting. I like the spirit of the team. What do you guys think about this?
Well, I will say, if it's something it's building on to build something solid, then I would agree with Maresca for what he said right there. To be quite honest, but I would say, like, as Dante was saying earlier, it depends on how you get the yellow card. Because if it's like a tactical foul, to slow down the other team, like I'm agree with it because that's part of football. You have to know when to take those yellow cards. But if it's something like stupid, like kick the ball away or you know swearing to the referee, stuff that you're not supposed to do, then I'm against it.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what I said before. It's if it's physicality, if it's technical stuff like that, I'm all for it. That's fine. You need that, and Mariska's trying to build that culture as he said it in the interview himself, and he's backing it up here again. Uh, not, from what I see him, his persona, how he micromanages, does that. I don't think he'll be happy with the ones that for kicking the ball away or yelling at the referees or swearing, stuff like that. Um, Needless ones, especially when you're on about to get suspended or something like that the next games, that you've got a high count already. Yeah.
Right. You guys saw? Did you guys? Do you think Levi Cole is injured? Because he there was. I
Mm.
heard the commentators say something about him going over to the bench a few times before the whole issue with the fight and the brawl that broke out. Do you think he's injured? Do you think there's something wrong there? And Madueke as well.
I know Madueke is the injury. I know for that one with Madueke, it's definitely he pick up something. I don't know how big it is, but for Madueke one is an injury. But we have to wait and hear the press conference after the game to really see or hear what Mariska got to say to see if that was an injury.
He's just put it up. Yeah, he
Well,
set you up there. Ty set you
yeah,
up there,
Nizar
Gavin.
Kinsella. Nizar Kinsella says Maresca and Cowell and Madueke injury concerns. I think they're both okay when they went inside. I have not seen them, but I think they're okay. That would have been the post-match conference because the conference would have happened already. I think it's about wow. It's been almost an hour, so I guess the press conference is probably in its closing stage or probably it's finished already. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that nothing serious for Madueke. I know a lot of people say they want him to be benched, but I don't. I wouldn't say I want my player to be injured just so that we see what other options could bring because Neto came on and he did quite well. He lined up a good chance for Felix that just went wide. So I think we have good options, even if he is injured. But I wouldn't say I want to see the player get injured. We need competition, and you can't compete with somebody who's injured. So I
Yeah.
think that I'm hoping that both are okay and that it was just precaution, especially for Levi Cole. Madueke said he felt something, but hopefully it's nothing severe.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. Especially, you can see it was a little bit up higher, so that's okay. That's usually a better sign. It's not. It won't be nothing. It could be bruising, jarring, something. Nothing. A couple of days, especially with a break. It's probably better if they do. They can pull out of the international stuff and stay back and train more and get a bit of rest. So I don't mind that at all. But I think they'll be okay. I did see that when Madueke happened in the game, and he still stayed on for another like 20 minutes. That's why I said I would have liked to see come off earlier, especially not just based on form, but because of that. Because I saw him hobbling around after that, but I'm not sure why he just didn't get subbed off after that. The same with Colwell. Probably 10 minutes before that, he came across to the sideline. It was telling Maresca that I've got a bit of problem with and the training. And I saw Maresca yelling something at him, maybe just suck it up or something. I don't know what he yelled at him, and then he went and sat back down. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. He looked a bit like angry, a bit frustrated. I'm not sure what he told Levi there, but I can only assume that he might be just it's not that bad. Suck it up, get out, back out there. But then eventually he came off. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, I would have liked both of them to come off a bit earlier, just because of that, just to change it up as well for Madueke for obvious reasons, and then Colwell just not to risk it either because you've got Tossin on the bench anyway. So uh, don't risk it. There's no point risking it. So yeah, that's what I think on those. But I think they'll be both fine. If it is, it's just a bit of bruising or something. Nothing serious. None of them looked serious, especially where they were. Colwell was up again as well, up to the hip there. Yeah, he wouldn't have gone back on if it was much worse.
I
Fair
think
enough.
that dropping some words to me earlier, Dante, when he was saying that he don't want none of his players to get injured because last season I was saying that I wouldn't mind if Enzo got injured, to be honest, because of the way Maresca was forcing him in every aspect, and it was the team was needed Enzo to get out of it completely, so that's where I think Ty is coming from.
You're a smart man. You're a very, very smart man. I dropped that purposely because, yeah, that was for you, man. Yeah, you're a smart man. Yeah. This is the stats for the Premier League so far: 7 Premier League games, 4 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. Heading into the October international break, what have you made to Chelsea start to the season? Dante.
Yeah, very good. Uh, it's been a very good start to the season. I mean, I don't think people can have complaints, to be honest. Yeah, this result, this game, yeah, I was a bit disappointed, but hey, it's a long season. We'll wait and see. But um, it's been a very good start. You can't really. Are we still? I think we stayed in fourth, didn't we? Because Aston Villa drew. Thank you, Man United. Aston Villa drew. Yeah, so we stayed in fourth. So it's a good spot to be in. We're in that position where we want to be. We want to be in that top four. Yeah, disappointing that we didn't win today, but we're fourth, and that's a big plus. I think most of the fan base, as you know, and a lot of people had no. Everyone said Maresca's crap. His championship. The players we signed, most of them are crap. Blah blah blah. We're going nowhere, and it was all negative. So this is a very positive. I mean, to lose only one and to lose on the first day against the champions, Man City. Yeah, you got to give praise to the players, Maresca, everyone, the whole club, the scouts, the management, the director, everyone. It's an amazing start, and it's going in the right direction.
Evan?
Sorry, that was my daughter. Yeah, for me, when I was watching both games, to be quite honest, because I want to see the result. Because for me to go into the international break in the fourth spot, even though I was telling Ty that my biggest disappointment this season was the Crystal Palace game, because I know that if we did win that one, we would have a gap open up between us and fourth right now. But we can't call what is not there. So I think that this result should have been better, but I think that is still satisfying because Aston Villa do get a draw, so we're sitting there on the same points. So it's just up to us now to go to Liverpool, and try to get 3 points there to stay in amongst the rest.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Um, well, Garvin mentioned this. Dante expressed his appreciation and admiration of Oresco, and this. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I've said this numerous times. I think I mentioned it in the post match stream after the Gens game that Maresca wasn't my first choice. Obviously, I'm sure lots of persons, a lot of fans can share that same sentiment as I had. But looking at the progression, seeing what has changed since he's come in, the fact that our attack is able to get into the final third quickly, rapidly, move the ball swiftly. The team is moving with quick pace. It's completely different from what people were expecting. They were saying that we would see sorry ball 2.0 and all of that, and we've not seen that. At least that's at least what I think, because we're not moving slow. The movement of the ball isn't um the pace of the movement isn't slow. It's a case where we get into the final third as quick as possible. We don't rush things, which is perhaps good and bad because, as I said earlier, Nottingham Forest are a team that they have a low block, and if you draw the player, you have to ensure that you get the ball quickly to another teammate of yours so that they can at least get a shot on target. But if you're slowly trying to build up, you give them that opportunity to get back into space, get themselves back into order, and the structure is reshaped. So I think that's a negative as well, but it's impressive. I mean, one defeat, 4 wins and 2 draws. It's not a bad start to the Premier League, and as Dante mentioned, we're in the top four, and going into the international break, it's a positive thing. And as Gunn mentioned, if we had got the additional 2 points against Crystal Palace, there would have been somewhat of a little gap between fourth and fifth. Aston Villa being on the same points as us. Only difference is that we have a better goal difference. So that's a positive. It's a good start going into the international break. It's better than having a defeat. But Maresca has a lot of work to do still. There's some players that still need to be reintegrated into the team and even integrated into the team as well. James is still not added to the squad in full in terms of playing, and we have to see what happens in terms of when he'll be available again. But it'll be interesting to see what happens when we face off against Liverpool, what the solution will be. And as Dante said, hopefully we can appeal the yellow card, because I don't think that was a yellow card. I don't think Kukurea did anything wrong unless he said something to the referee or whatever he did. He didn't involved himself in the brawl. It was more of Levi Cowell. So I'm hoping that that can be rectified. But you will see if Renato Vega is called into the fray, or will Chilwell be the option, even though Maresca
No,
says
no,
that
not
he may not.
Chilwell. Come on, Ty. You
I
know
don't know.
better than that.
We'll have to see
Chilwell's
what
not
happens, though.
coming in. No chance. Chilwell's got no
Yeah,
chance of
just
coming in.
just play the devil's advocate.
Yeah,
Nah, they rather put Gusto over there, to be honest.
Mm.
pretty much. Yeah, I agree. He would rather put probably Gusto there, or just play another centre back. Put maybe even slide Colwell across or something. I don't see Chilwell getting in this team. Nowhere near it. Nowhere even
Mm.
close.
Poor Chilwell, man, poor Chilwell. But if you mentioned Gusto, there's Renato there. I'm not sure if you would throw Renato in, but if you play Gusto on that left side, would not mean that's if James would not be back, which doesn't look likely. I'm not sure. We haven't really heard much about that.
No, but
Um,
you have to remember, Ty, if Colwell is injured, as I will look at it, you
mm,
never can tell because you're gonna have to slide Vega into the defensive into the defensive partnership with Tostin. So that's what I'm saying, and we're probably gonna be short in that area. So we have to take that into consideration too.
Well, we've got Buddy Shield,
right.
Disasi. I don't think you put
Oh, I
Vega
didn't
as
even
a
talk
centre
about
back.
the shield. My bad.
Oh my word! Oh Garvin, how could you? You don't like Shield, don't you?
No, it's not say I don't like Baliashile. It's just this Baliashile that I watched on the Thierry Henry as a youngster at Monaco. I haven't seen that Baliashile in Chelsea. So I've been watching
Mm,
that Baliashile guy for a long time because I do watch some French
yeah.
football.
I agree. I see Buddy Shield that I've seen of Chelsea. I have seen him at Chelsea play amazingly well, but not under our ex or at the moment under Mariska. I don't know what's happened to him as well. I'm not quite sure. Mental, other stuff. Who knows what's happening? But yeah, he hasn't been the same player. So we'll see what happens with that one. But look, he's not the worst cover in the world to have. So that's what you have a squad for. You're not going to have all the best. If some of your best players are injured, you still got at least we still got pretty good depth to cover a little bit at least.
Yeah. Big up to you, Tobago. You welcome. Welcome. Thank you for finding the time to join. I don't know why do I sound like coach. Anyways, welcome to the coolest shows. How are you doing?
I'm fuming.
I thought he was going to say that.
Wow.
I knew he was going to be
What an
fuming.
intro.
Ah,
Let it out.
man.
Let it out. Let it out.
Oh man. I'm frustrated. We should have won this game. I don't think overall our attackers were that bad, but again, I blame them for this. It feels like a defeat because we've been winning games for fun. So it feels like a defeat because let's be honest, in the first half we didn't create many chances. We couldn't score. In the second half we created chances, but we couldn't finish them. Especially the Nkung and Felix one, bro. Come on, they should have done better there. Oh my gosh.
Especially the Nkunku one, especially him, because he's as
Yeah.
he plays up front and he's so clinical, and it was such an easy header to be honest.
Yes, that's why I'm fuming. But also, I think even Forest had their chances in the last minute, thanks to Robert Sanchez. Ah man, Wesley Fofana. Nah. Disgraceful. He should have done better there because first Robert Sanchez save is from Wesley Fofana's concentration mistake. So hopefully we learn from this. And the second one from their corner kick, Sanchez saved it. Our defense was sleeping. Oh my gosh. Nah. I can't lie. Man, we should have
Yeah,
won
I
this
yeah, I
game.
agree. Yep, and that's
Now,
why I was actually speaking with coach, messaging coach and stuff. I would have taken maybe Gustav or someone, or and brought some more physicality. Bring on Vega, put him there because you know they're gonna have some set pieces or something. They're gonna have those opportunities, and that it happened in the air because they're so strong in the air and they're so physical. Yeah, I would have brought even on Vega or a bit of physicality just to make sure. Uh, because yeah, I knew they're going to get a couple of chances. And unfortunately, Sanchez made up pretty well for last week. He 2 critical saves there, very clinical saves. Although he did give the ball away again, passing horribly. But hey,
Yes.
he made the saves when he mattered. So he's kind of earned his badge back again.
Yeah, also another thing with the Forest goal. Come on, Molo Gusto saw the player there and he relaxed until that boy headers the ball in the penalty area. Come on, Malo Gusto there. He
Yeah,
got
he turned off a
he had
bit.
he had a lot of time to see to defend or do something better. But again, nah, man.
But let's not
Ah,
forget again. I'm gonna go back to it. Physicality. The guy was way taller than him, way bigger, way stronger. He was always gonna get to the ball ahead of Gusto. It doesn't matter even if he was never gonna get that ball, and that's a matchup issue as well. That's coaching. That's set piece coach. I'm not sure why Malagusto was defending such a big guy, and that was obvious. Though I was looking at the free kick, and I'm like, they got 2 extra players towards the back post. He's gonna ping it to the back post. He did that up in the air, back sort of post, not quite back post, but you know what I mean. And then back across, and all right, you lose that one, but you know that ball's coming back to the center. And again, they couldn't even the second ball. Yeah, okay, first ball, Gusto got out muscled, but that second one, you know where it's going. It's so obvious. Yeah, disappointing with the defensive structure there. That was very disappointing.
I want to ask Dante and Tobago something. You think that our defensive line, I see it in the game. Most of the set piece goals that were created, you notice our defensive line not holding the ground. They keep dropping off and keep the player onside. You think that's one of the biggest concern of our defensive line?
It is, and that's like I keep saying, it's down to communication. They don't talk to each other. Colwell and Fafana. Yeah, okay, Gusto and Cucurella, but Cucurella's usually pretty switched on, but they don't really communicate as they should. And you see it every set piece that's taken. One's a bit forward, one's a bit back, but they're never perfectly in line. They're never together on the same page. But every time you see Tosin play, he's always organizing that and he's always right there and he's always in line with everyone. So yeah, there is a little bit something there which they need to work on. And hopefully these 2 weeks now that will help a lot. They can work on that. But there's definitely a little bit of an issue there.
yeah, man. Also against who again, right? We did the same mistake. Their
Yeah,
first goal,
exactly.
even the second goal we considered against Ghent, Badeshile made all the players onside. He was the one out of line. So overall, I think we need to fix our defense. But today, I don't want to blame our defense a lot because I think we had so many chances doing this game. Cole Palmer was on and off. Noni Mariweke had chances, but again, he was thinking about himself in the first half. And in the second half, I think he played much better. So overall, man, I'm glad that we didn't lose this one as much as I'm furious and everything. I will take a point because even Aston Villa drew today, so that means we're still fourth, right? But again, man, Nkunku. Come on, bro. I was celebrating then Kungu hit. I said, oh, we have scored finally. And then the goalkeeper saved it. I was like, oh my gosh, we are not going to score today.
Yeah, I thought he hit the post and he went wide. But when I saw the replay, I'm like, oh my, he hit it straight at the goalkeeper, like straight at him. And there was so much space to the left of the goalkeeper. It was just a simple header. It was perfect. The ball was perfect. Weight, speed. It wasn't too hard. It wasn't too slow. It came perfectly on his head. You just have to just slight direction, just a little bit for a professional player. That's peanuts, especially for a clinical finisher like Gusto. I mean, like Nkunku. Look, he's not an aerial threat. He's not an aerial guy, but doesn't matter at that level. The Felix one as well, a little bit harder that one because he was a bit behind him, sort of. But that should have been put away as well. But yeah, we had
Yeah,
chances. We had chances. It is what it is. And I'll just reply to Phoebe there. yeah, it happens. He's human. It happens. He's gonna make mistakes. He's not perfect. He's never gonna be perfect. No player is perfect. He's gonna make mistakes. And I actually didn't even defend him. I said he wasn't doing well at all. He got out muscled, and it was a wrong matchup completely as well. He switched off as well a bit. So
Yeah, like I said, it feels like a defeat. But again, overall, as much as I'm frustrated and everything, I'm glad we didn't lose the game because it was going to be like harder for us to accept it because losing against Forest again, back to back at home, would have feel so much pain. But anyway, man, ah, what can I say?
we move on.
Yeah, we move on. We move on. I'm even watching the Strasbourg game now, but they're losing 2-1. So hopefully they can come back. And I just got back from home. I was at home. I wanted to do a stream also, but again, I was at home today, so I couldn't do a stream and everything. But overall, I think we should have done better. I was so frustrated. But anyway, it's football. You're not going to get this easy games every time. And also big up to Forest coach Nuno Espirito Santos. They have a good defensive structure.
And not only that, too, they show us the respect, that we lost, under our ex, because Dante is here, so we have to say our ex, and
Please, yeah.
last season, these team would have pop up and try to attack us and do all sort of stuff with us. But now you see that team start to respect us again, so that's a big plus.
Is there something I'm missing? You said you have to say X because Dante's here. So what's going on? What is flying over my head?
Oh, Pochettino. I didn't want to call the name.
Hey, be careful.
Right.
We can't use his name, Ty. I don't use his name anymore. I just call him the X.
Strasbourg penalty.
Yeah, it's just a rule I put in place, and Garvin's been following it very well. Coach has been following it very well. We've all been very well following it, so that's what. It's just a little joke, a little.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. This is Noni again. You're saying it's a good start, just one loss in the league, some great performances with a lot of goals, and we're still conceding some sloppy goals. What? It's a good start with a new manager. This sounds so contradictory. I'm so confused. He's saying,
putting his
and we're still
throwing his
like that
defense under
sounds
the
like he's
bus.
saying it's a good thing that we're conceding. I don't understand. What?
Goal Strasbourg. If Strasbourg
Let's go.
if Strasbourg
It's two.
wins today, I'll be much better.
Okay. You
Ty,
know
look,
what's so funny about all of this though?
yep.
Yeah, go on, Dante. I'll see what I was
No,
saying
I'm just
after.
saying what Nani's saying that he's throwing his teammates under the bus there, the defenders especially. So again, not taking accountability, for himself and what he's doing. Don't say that about your defenders. Don't bring up other teammates' defenders. Again, he's not showing accountability. He's throwing his defenders under the bus, saying that we're copying goals.
Yeah, what about you, Garvin? Because I know that you're an advocate for Madueke. Wink, wink.
My takes on Madueke. As I said, he need to do more. In a Chelsea shirt. For me to really say that he is the man. William. I look at William and Pedro when they were at Chelsea. You already know my takes on it. I know what they have done for Chelsea. So I want to see more from Nadi Madueke, not trying to just um prove against his teammate, but to help his teammate to score too, and to make the team more balanced and more successful. So after you do that, then Nadi Madueke will get my blessing. But for right now, he's still a young player that need a lot of self development, to be more as a team player and not as a self player, in my opinion. And his attitude, what my take on his attitude, because a lot of times we saw when the player's on the ball. But when you're in the ground, you can see when the player is off the ball, the attitude that he always trying to arguing with his teammates and hand flashing and stuff like those. So once you get that in check, Noddy Madueke will be the talent that he's supposed to be.
Just that photo you had there, Ty, if you want to bring that photo back up with Noni. He just had it up. So when he scored that goal, did you guys see what he did? So he scored the goal, and then he ran across, and he was swearing at someone on the bench, pointing his finger and swearing at someone on the bench. I don't know who it was towards who. Who was Maresca turned around and started laughing. So I don't know if it was a joke or something, but
Yeah, I remember that.
that's what Gavin's kind of saying. He didn't, and it didn't look good, to be honest. But I don't know if it's a joke or if it's serious or not. Maresca obviously took it as a bit of a joke because he turned around and just had a little giggle. But it looked like he was. I'm like, why are you running towards the bench, yelling at them and pointing at like that way and swearing something? He was swearing something. I know you could say saying F something, but not sure what. But yeah, he didn't have a good game, and then he did that after he scored. It's fine, but I can see what Gavin is saying, and I think that that gets to a lot of people as well. They see that his immaturity. Look, which is fine. He's a confident guy, very confident. He needs to keep it in check. He's not that guy yet. He's just not it yet. Prove it more. Correct, like Gavin said.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dante. Noni Madueke, especially in the first half, for me personally, was so frustrating because I think he had opportunities maybe to pass his teammates or score, but again, he was sloppy. But overall, people now on X are crashing on Enzo Fernandez. But again, what did Moses Caicedo do today? Because he was giving away a
Yeah.
lot, pushing a lot, especially when we had the ball in the final third, when we need to create chance to score. After losing a ball, just creating a foul. Ah, man, Moses Caicedo today, he was so awful. I don't want to lie. But
They
now
were
our
both,
fans,
both
oh,
they were
yeah,
both bad. They were
but
both
they're
bad,
both
and
bad again.
that's why Maresca should have made a substitution. And I was telling coach again, private messaging. I'm like, they're both not doing well. They look a bit off completely. Take one off, make a change. You got subs, use them. You got a squad depth, use it when they're not performing. And it wasn't just, like they're playing really good and then not. It was consistent pretty much the whole game. They just were having a poor game continuously. One little good pass here, but there, but continuously it was a pretty poor game from both of them. So again, that another little criticism of Maresca, why he didn't make the subs. And I kept coming back to this. He was obviously backing his players, but there's a time when you back your players and a time when you need to make some changes, just to set a precedence and just use your squad. You got a deep squad. You got good players on the bench. Use them.
Yeah, also to add to that, sometimes what I've realized with the coach, as long maybe they are not losing the game, they don't normally make uh, substitutions, especially the game when it's 0 or 1-1. It's so hard to make a substitution because you might make a substitution and end up being a bad one. So I understand that. And then also we're saying, oh, why did Nkunku, Pedro Neto, and everyone came early? But again, they had more than 20 minutes before the 90 minutes and 13 minutes extra time. They should have done better as a team. So overall, as much as I want to blame Enzo Maresca, I blame our attackers a lot because this game should have ended before 90 minutes. Let's be honest. We had so many good chances to kill the game. Even Cole Palmer today, he was on and off. He was not that cold today. He was hot. I don't know why. Cole Palmer was not cold today. He was hot. But overall, like you
Yep.
said, it, as much as we are not happy with this result, as long as not a defeat, I will take it, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, like I said, we're just nitpicking. We're looking at things that, like I said, I kind of know Maresca sort of the same as you, Tobago. Switched on with him as well. We knew what he was going to do the last few games, exactly what he was going to do, and he did exactly that. Just this game, I think he was a little bit, a little bit off. Just switched it up a little bit. Didn't quite make, because he's been using his 5 subs every game and doing some subs early, even at halftime, to impact the game and make sure the game changes. He's been very good at that. So I know it's 20 minutes, but that was like the first sub of 80 something, 82, 84, 85. I can't remember when it was. It's still too late because it was already, 1-1. You know what Forest are going to do those last 15 minutes. They're going to sit really deep, really back, and it's going to be an interrupted game. You saw the time wasting. It's always going to happen. So that's why you got to make those subs a little bit early, in my opinion, when the game's still being the game, because after that, it's a lot of break in between. They break up of players trying to say, time wasting and blah blah blah. So, yeah, I'm nitpicking, like I said, but yeah, it's just something I haven't seen from for. He's been switched onto all these things, and he got them right every single time. The stuff, just this game, I don't know why, but yeah, he changed it up a little bit.
Right,
I don't
so
know.
go
I don't know
on.
if Dante watched mostly the Schwarzberg game. I know Tobago watch a lot of it. I just want to ask you guys:
I just want to ask.
Do you think Petrovic is we're making a mistake because they're playing the same style over there, and he looks so good in that system. So I don't know what you guys take on
I
it.
don't know what you guys think on. Nah, I don't think we're making a mistake. Even now, I'm watching their game. They're live now. But again, I'm not thinking we're making a mistake. The reason why we loaned him or we're about to sell him maybe in the next time is because of the new coach. If Mauricio Pochettino was here, he should have stayed. So unfortunately, it's those kind of moments where like it's bad luck for a player. So I'm not concerned. And I like that their number two coach, goalkeeper, is better than Petrovic. I think Petrovic is playing because he's from Chelsea. That's why. If you check the other goalkeeper, is Johansson or Johnson, he's so good. He's so good, bro.
And
So
better with his feet. Yeah, plays with his feet well too.
exactly.
Yeah, look, it's not Gavin. It's not a mistake at all. Petrovic doesn't suit the style that the coach wants, and the coach had him down in the pecking order, especially when we signed Jorgensen. He would have been third. There's no point of keeper like that keeping him. He wouldn't be happy. Look, things are not. No one will be happy. He's gone there. He's going to play. He's still going to play. If he plays well, he'll start. He'll stay there. And obviously, it's our sister club, so he will most likely play. His value will stay well. Maybe go up a little bit. The way Strasbourg are going, they'll probably go up if they do really well, and they are doing well. So it's deliberate, but unfortunately, you're going to get that Chilwell players like that. Carney. There's a lot of players that doesn't suit, or for some reason the coach doesn't like it. But yeah, it's definitely not a mistake. And look, Sanchez has been doing good, thank God. Before last game, like he's making his bozo pass every game. Unfortunately, even today he did it as well. Like they didn't capitalize on it again, but he's doing the other stuff right. At least like today, saving those crucial saves. I still prefer Jorgensen, and I still think Jorgensen will eventually get the number one spot over him because he will make more mistakes again.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. To be honest,
Don't worry,
I
Garvan.
really
Don't
like
worry,
what both.
Garvan. I'm still on your side. Dante and Tobago teamed up against you. I'm still on your side. Don't worry.
You like Gavin? You like Do you like him better than? Would you have him over Sanchez?
No,
Petrovic.
I'm rather Sanchez because in the Premier League, my take on a Premier League goalkeeper have to be a goalkeeper that can dominate, especially on crosses. And that's what Sanchez brings, to be quite honest. That's why I didn't like Kepa, because Kepa, with crosses and long range shot, used to have problems. But I like when a goalkeeper can come and claim crosses to help the defense line out. Because as a defender myself, I used to like when my goalkeeper take me out of some tight spots. So, that
Look,
was a big thing for me.
Sanchez didn't do well coming out grabbing crosses at the end of last season either. He was horrible. Even that, he's normally good at that, but he had a. Remember, he was coming out, flapping at stuff, and just missing everything, taking players out, and he was horrible at it. Even the
Yeah,
last game, what did he
yeah.
do when he came out? He completely was like 2 meters off, not even close, and it was his fault, the goal, because he should never come out. So even though he's taller and bigger, it doesn't mean he's quite better. But I know what you're saying. Um, I'm not a fan of Sanchez. I would put Jorgensen in 100%. I understand why he's not, and it will take a bit of time. But I think he will take over, and I do like Petrovic over Sanchez. If I were to choose, I'll still choose Petrovic over Sanchez, uh,
Well,
even
I
though
I
he's
gotta.
not quite as good at the feet. But I like Sanchez. I like Petrovic the way he plays with his feet because he gets rid of the ball really quickly and boots it out. If it's a bit too dangerous, he boots it out. He doesn't do what Sanchez does. And like you say, as a defender, you need to have that connection, that trust in your goalkeeper. It's a bit hard to do that with Sanchez a lot of the time, unfortunately. But yeah, there is merit for him playing as well. So yeah.
I gotta fear it though, because I think that some of these players, I think they're building them up to try to sell them on next season. To be honest, I think as you said, Ferguson, I think he's gonna be the number one, especially next season. So I think that a lot of these players, they're trying to give them, get them back on the market. So who's not good enough, I think that they're gonna be gone. I think that's why they're probably giving a lot of these players, some minutes. But I think that in January, don't be surprised. Even next summer, don't be surprised if Noni Madueke is one of those that get cut.
Yeah, Nani, I'm not surprised. I think there's a very high chance of that because we got Estevao coming in, Paez coming in. Yeah, it's an important season for him. So yeah, he's one of those. Him and Mudryk, basically, both of those two. Uh, they're the ones that are on the chopping block if they don't perform.
Yeah, but I think Modric today, especially with that pass of Nkunku, I think that was a delicious pass, man. Especially the run from the back until passing that ball. Ah, man, it's shame that Nkunku didn't score that goal. Should have been a beautiful goal, man.
Yeah, 100% Tobago.
But anyway, it's football. It's like this. Sometimes you win, sometimes you draw, sometimes you lose. It's unfortunate. You can't always be happy about everything. But overall, I just want to see an improvement, especially with our tech, because even Nico today was so cold. I don't know why.
Well, I told you why. I kept telling you why, and I told you he's going to be ineffective in this game. Yeah, so and he was. It doesn't suit his style of play this game at all. It just didn't suit his style of play.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, I don't
As as
care.
as Dante said, is right. Now Jackson like to run on players. He don't like to stand there and wait for it. He like to drop deep and have space to run into. And that's the difference with the game today. Because You know, um, I listened to what Dante said and I analyze it when I was listening to him talking with Coach about it, and then I tried to do my little research on it, and everything was fact. It's these games are the game that you have to take in consideration. And Kuku like close spaces because he's a very how can I put it, a very skillful player, and he's a very good finisher too. I think he's probably the best finisher we got in the team, next to Cole Palmer, to be honest. So I think that this game would even help to boost his confidence too.
Yeah, look,
I
it is what it
disagree.
is. This is the coach's job. They got to see this. They got to analyze the games, and yeah, and that's just one little disappointment I had. Like I said on Maresca today, just that, just backing the players and not really looking at the style as much and the opposition as much. So it is what it is. You learn from it, you move on. Hopefully, you won't do that again. And yeah, we move on. It is what it is. We didn't lose. Thank God we didn't lose, because it would have been very upset if we lost. So at least we got a point.
I mean,
I
based
mean,
on Tobago's reaction, you'd think that we did.
yeah, don't you lie, Ty. After talking to you guys, I'm feeling much better. But again, like we should have won this game. Let's be honest. We should have. It feels like the Crystal Palace game again, where we had so many chances, we couldn't finish our dinner. Now against Forest, we did the same thing. But Forest, I think, was more harder than Crystal Palace because against Crystal Palace, they didn't do fuck all. So overall today, Forest had a game plan. They almost had us. Nah, man, especially this guy Morello. Oh, what a defender! Nah, what a defender! Nah, this guy is so good, and he's linked to Chelsea. Chile, bye bye. Let's get this guy. Nah, this guy is so good. He's
Who?
so
Moreno, the
good.
left back.
Not Moreno, Morello, the center back,
Oh,
left center
Murillo.
back.
Okay, okay.
He's so good, bro. He was all over the place, especially that tackle he made, and then he took a shot. Wow, I was so impressed.
That's my only
I would like
concern
to
though, is our
extend.
defensive structure. I think it can be a little bit better, you know, but that's my biggest concern with this team right now. Once we get it right, I know for a fact that we can be up there amongst the rest. But we have to get that correctly. But next month though, gonna be the biggest test. Not next month, after the international break. That's where the big tests come in for us. When we're gonna have some of these big boys. So now we're gonna see what our squad is made of, because now everyone in the media is saying Chelsea can be a title challenger. And last season, even when the season started, a lot of people being saying that we ain't gonna do nothing. So this is the part where it's gonna come. So either we're gonna shut their mouth for good, or they're gonna come back with a narrative. So it's gonna be a big test. So let's see how the team come up against these big boys. In the next couple of games, I think 4 games in a row, if I'm correct, against Liverpool on the 20. That's gonna be a big showdown at my house. If we lose, I can sleep here. So I'm definitely gonna have to cheer my boys on loud as possible.
But again, add to what you're saying. I think during these games, we'll do much better because they're going to be open rather than being more defensive, just like Forest, Crystal Palace, and stuff. So I think we have a bigger chance to win against Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle because the way they play, they are not parking the bus just like Forest and stuff. So I think we have a bigger chance to win these games. But I always say this: if you're not clinical, you won't win games. So you saw today, even against Crystal Palace, as much as you want to win games, as long as you're not clinical, you won't win games. So overall, I think we should practice more shooting.
Yeah. Tobago. Roderick is asking, and I need to know as well. Did you curse?
No, I don't even understand why he's saying this.
Uh, I think he said something about he said something about a match. Then you said something all. So I'm wondering if that's what he's talking about. He said something about did do something all. So I think probably that's what he's asking. But big up to you, Roger. Thank you for joining. Hope you've like the stream as well. And hope everyone who's been watching this um has been enjoying the insights given by Dante, Garvan, and Tobago while I'm just sitting here taking it all in. But yes, as Tobago said, the longer you talk about the match, the more it becomes easier for you to accept the result. Or I don't think that's the right word to use, but for the lack of a better term, I'm gonna say that you know the more you talk about it, the more that you discuss what happened in the match, it makes it easier to talk about it. Tobago came on and he made a wonderful introduction. He said, "I am so up," and he went off. So yes, this is why the channel is called Chelsea Sessions. We do therapeutic sessions here. We allow people to come on and give their thoughts, and through the session they become calmer and at peace. So I'm happy that the channel is living up to its name. But yes, if you guys don't have any other questions to ask, I think we can wrap it up on this note. But if you do, um, we can progress for a couple more minutes. Okay, everybody, it's so silent. So I take it that this is where we can say, I'm gonna try not to sound like coach. This is where we can come to the end of the show. Thank you, Dante. Thank you, the coolest shows, Tobago. Thank you, Garvin,
My
for
pleasure.
making the time to come on. And I did my research. I believe that this is the second time that you've come on the channel, Dante. The first time was a while back. Um,
Yeah, it's
so
been a
yeah,
long time. I can't remember. I remember there was some guy. I remember there was a guy on here when I came long time ago. Something Wolf something Wolf.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Wolfie, yeah,
Yeah. That's
Wolfie, yeah,
I came
Wolfie.
on then. But yeah, like I said, the time, unfortunately, even Garvin, I haven't been on Garvin's for a very long time. Just the timing, the hour changing and stuff in Australia. Yeah, it's hard for me to come on at those times usually. That's why when Coach does his earlier shows, they usually come on. It's a bit harder even to make his shows when he's changed to the new times now as well. So yeah, on the weekends, yeah, mostly okay, but yeah, not all the time, unfortunately. Cutting back a little bit on the Chelsea stuff.
It's a big disappointment for me because Tottenham is still leading 2-1. So my top 8 show, I don't know. No, I'm going to talk about Tottenham.
No.
Yeah, Tottenham will do
Right,
okay.
right,
They'll
right,
they'll
right,
be
right,
back,
right, right. Yeah, right.
unfortunately,
And
but they
thank you
will.
for reminding me about that, Garvin. Oh
and
wow, the Echo
and
Master.
also Eric Ten Hag might save his job for now after back-to-back draws. So big up
Thank
to
God.
him. Hopefully, he can beat Manchester United before they sack him. Hopefully.
I guess we all singing the same praise.
All right. I was about to end the stream, but I forgot that I was supposed to do a promo. Tobago will know about this, but I forgot to do the promo. So, for those individuals who'll be watching this after, and for the persons such as Garvin, Tobago knows. Not sure if Dante knows, but right. So the Chelsea Session brand has expanded. There has been an addition as a co-host, and starting tomorrow, hopefully, there will be a new segment called Chelsea Social. So the segment in itself, the program, will entail the co-host Ayodi hosting shows. I believe Tobago will be assisting me with that. The first episode should be tomorrow as well, where you'll be looking at tweets, for example, or social media messages or things posted on social media and discuss it. They'll have discussions, they'll talk about it, they'll share their views, they'll discuss their opinions, if they agree, if they disagree, and among other things. So before I end the stream, I'm gonna do a little promo. I'm gonna share the trailer for the new segment that will be called Chelsea Socials or the Blue House. And this is the intro for the upcoming new segment that will be starting tomorrow on Chelsea Sessions. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, so that is the a little trailer slash intro for Chelsea socials.
Guess what?
Hope you
My
guys
top
enjoyed.
eight show. My top eight show. I would be very, very interested. 2-2. My bad. I didn't meant to cut you off.
No problem. So there's 2-2 in Spurs. Is it 2-2 for the Spurs match?
Yes, it's 2-2 right now.
How did that? Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Um,
Yeah, just to add that, look at this season. It's so hard. It's so hard to keep clean sheet in the Premier League. As much as we want our club to keep clean sheet, everyone is not keeping it clean sheet now at the moment. Arsenal, City, Chelsea, now Spurs. Only Liverpool did kept the clean sheet. So overall, I think this season, as much as we want to keep the clean sheet, it's so intense. This season is going to be one of those Premier Leagues um, season where we're going to see a lot of goals. So overall, I think for us, in order to win games and everything, we just need to score more goals and be clinical. That's it.
right. Yeah. Right. So Dante has left. Well, once more, big up to you, Garvin. Big up to you, Tobago. I would have shared your links in the comments. I'll just go through them again. So subscribe to GFC Garvin, and as you would have mentioned, after the remaining fixtures have ended, there will be a top 8 show. I like the fact that he didn't say the top 6 because I believe that it's extended to top 8, and I think a lot of the teams who are currently in the top 8 on the table are teams that could even compete for getting top 4 or getting into that top 6. So ensure that you guys check it out. It's unfortunate that he's not going to be doing this show right now because I would have just redirected it there, but yeah. Well, as I said, it was a wonderful show. Everybody gave their views, gave their opinions, and I big up to Roderick, as I said before. Big up to you. Thank you for joining. Ray was here as well, so big up to you. Um, big up to you as well. I believe that information supreme was here. Mackie Newman was here, and yeah, Dante was here as well. But big up to you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the stream, and for those who will be watching this after. Keep the blue flag flying high. We're going into the international break now, and you can expect to see some content during that period from this channel, and I'm sure you'll see some from the coolest shows. Are you going to be doing a Blue Co discussion soon,
Yeah,
Tobago?
I'm not sure. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, but later because this week I'm having a busy schedule. So, but again, after the stream, don't leave. We need to discuss something.
No worries, man. No worries. No worries. So that's the end of this. Big up to you. Cheers, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video or stream. Cheers.